So the Forminator is here, so you come to add new. So this is under plugins. I think I should be recording this. Record to this computer. So now we need a plugin called Forminator. It is a page builder. Forminator. So that is the page we need to work with. So it is this one. So we install, just install. So normally when you install a plugin, you must also activate it. So it gives you a button to activate. So you basically activate it. So we wait for this plugin. So this is the plugin that we will use to create this particular form. So we need something like this. It can be a different form unlike this one, but the essence is for us to be able to create a form so that we can use it on the page, on this page, on the page which is called the courses page. So it should not take long because it is on localhost. Even though it uses some internet to access these plugins, because the server is not busy, because it's just the computer storage, we expect it normally to take short time. So when this persists, the best way is just to refresh your screen, because we don't know it is loading up to when. So to try to avoid that, you try to refresh your screen generally. Even the refreshing is taking long. So it has installed, so we could have waited there. So now we activate it. So we need the form like this: name, email address, phone number, then this is something like a selector. So now it is activated. You can see it is here. So it is here, the Forminator. So to start creating, you just come down, you'll see the Forminator element, come to forms, and now we will start creating. So we will start creating now the form. So the form is here, you just click create. So we choose a blank, then continue on the bottom. Then this we give it a registration form, something relevant. So we give it a name. So it is there now. So now we need to insert fields. So insert fields. So we need a name, we need email. What else do we need? Name, email, phone number, then the selector, phone number, then we need select. Select is you will have like options to choose which courses you want: web development, digital marketing, data analysis, date, then a message box. So we need a date, where is date? Date picker, then a message box. We can choose text area. So the way you have followed, we started with the name, they will just arrange themselves like that. So that is how, even if they don't arrange themselves like that, you can just arrange them. So name, email, selector. Here now we say placeholder should be which courses do you want, or select course. Then label is select. So option 1 we have web design, then social media marketing, then we apply. Now the label should be called select course. Good. So the date should be, date is okay. We can say text area, we can say message. Then we publish. So we have created the form in less than 2 minutes. So we need this particular shortcode here. You copy this, then we can close this. So we need now to go to our page, and the page we need to access is the courses. So I can access in different ways. One way is through this, the other one is through the dashboard. Then I go to pages section. So courses is here, so I'll enable edit with Elementor. We just drag this up, edit with Elementor. So we replicate the same design we can see here. Exactly what is here is what we will build. So here now we need like 2 columns. So select 2 columns. First one is it can have a heading. Second column here is where we will have the shortcode. So search for shortcode. It is one of the element here. So paste the code there. So now we have the shortcode here. This is the second column. So I need to paste the shortcode there. Now you will start seeing the form now after the shortcode has configured. So you see the name, email address, phone number, select course, yeah, something like that. So the form is complete. So we need now the first part. We need the name, like welcome to web design training. So what we need is we will transform this to uppercase, something attractive. So we come to style, come to typography. On the transform, we start with the transform, choose uppercase. That's okay, I think. Yes. Then we need like a divider on the bottom. So search for divider. So divider is here. So divider is there. So what you need is define the width. Width is only available on the left side. The color can be different. We'll go with red color. So like that. Then after that we need to have the text, then some buttons, like 3 buttons or 2. We have 2 courses, so we can have 2 buttons. So here I will add text. So text, I drag it on the bottom there, so I can say I can just copy this text the way it is, because it's just text. I just try to change the design. I think it looks better, not bad, when it is in uppercase. So now I need these buttons with a border on the bottom. So this is not a divider, this is a border on the bottom. So the first button will be called, so first we add buttons first. That's the first thing we will do here. Button. Then I will just I can duplicate this button. There's an option to right click and duplicate. So, and also you right click and delete. So I need the button. First button can be web design. Second one can be social media marketing. Then we have like an icon on the first one, which is an arrow. So search for an arrow, something like this, then insert. Then on the icon position here, you will choose after. Same thing I will do to the second button. Just come to icon library here, search for arrow. Arrow is searched, so you choose the one you want. Icon position you choose after. So now we see these buttons are very different from these buttons. It seems these buttons have a background color which is the same as the color on the whole section. So the first thing we will start by removing the color. So I'll come to style, text color is okay. So background type is classic. So I'll choose the color. I'll just type here 1 2 3 4 5 6. Those are 6 F's. Then now for the text, I'll choose something dark maybe so that we can see our button. So something like that. So come to style for the second button. You just click the button. You will see the edit icons, edit settings open up on the left side. Text color, we can start with putting it dark. Background is classic. If you remove it, you see now it is removed, but we need classic so that we can select the color. So color is white. Color white, we know the shortcode for color white. It is F. You write 6 F's. So now I need to have this border. This is border bottom. It is a border, but on the bottom. It is not a border, general border. So you come to advanced, come to border. See there are settings for border. Now border type, you select solid so that you will have a solid color. For the wing, I will untoggle this so that I can only choose the side I want. So I'll choose bottom. So I choose bottom, something like that. So, and now the border is continuing to the end, and this is not the goal. So what we need is, the border is okay, but it is extending. It is extending to the right side. So okay, so let's first put the borders. So come to the second one. We come to border. Border type, we choose solid. Then on toggle this, I'll choose bottom. So 3. Now see the border is extending. That was not the goal. That was not the goal. So let's check this button. If I can position it to left and center, maybe left, because I don't want this border continuing. But we'll see what after we save what happens. So come to this alignment left. Okay, so we have now added the bottom border. So now what next is, so the first section is almost done. After we fix this, it will be done. So now what we need is update this. And instead of going back, I can just open a new tab and refresh my changes. So I write localhost cohort 11. Then I go to courses page. Yes, so these borders are extending too much, and they're not looking good. So this is not what I want to work with. I must change them, and let's see what we can do. So for the border, for the border, we don't need it to extend too much. Border type default solid. Okay. Yeah, so I think I should disable this border on here. I don't need to work it on this side, so I'll choose none for now. Oh, what have I done? Have I deleted something? It has moved here. No problem, I can just return it. Yeah, where it is refusing to stay. So I come again. So I'm disabling the border now because I want to do something else. So I choose none now. It was solid, so I'll choose none. Then I will return to the first button. Then I come to style. Then you see on the settings for the button here, I have options. Instead of going to the advanced, I can just come to the style. On the border here, I'll choose solid. I'll untoggle this so that I can only provide only one border, something like this. You see it is not extending to the end. And I come to the second button, do the same. Come to styling, come to border type, choose solid. On the bottom, I'll choose 2 pixels. So now you can see the extent of this border. And now I'll update this so that we can preview it on our other screen. So this is our other screen. So I refresh it. So you see the border is not extending. It is staying where we are and where we want it to be. So that is how we put borders. So now we can say the first part is almost done. Is done. I don't think it is almost. It is done. We have provided these details, so we move to the next. If you have any question, you can interrupt and ask me. So now I'll move to the next part. Let's see what we have here. So we have a title, and we have these 3 columns. And these columns have a lot of details on them, and this title has a border, but on the left side of it. So let's see what we can do. So we need to add a title first. So choose an empty field here, choose title. This title is having a border on the left side. So border, choose solid. Then this border, you know it is on the left side, so you add 1, you add 2. So we have the border on the left. So now we call these our courses. Our courses. We are just trying to build the same page as we have on the other screen. So we have our courses there. So there's also some small space on it, so we can try to see what we can do to that. So we can put like a padding is space between sections. So if it is on the left, I can add like 3 pixels. You see it has moved. If I continue, it will move more. So you see we have at least a space between the border and the name, so that is good. Unless we want to make the name big, I don't think we have a problem on that. So another thing is, now we have these three columns, so we choose 3 columns here. So the first column has something we call heading, and it also has text. So we need to also add text. So text editor. So let's work on the second column. We can just copy the second to be this, the first column to can be copied to the second, and edit the details. So the text color is dark. We can go with our colors, which is red. We are going with the red dark background. So I choose this column here. Then I come to, why is it selecting everything? I need to come to style, background, normal. So background is classic. I'll choose the color to be red like that. Then I will make all my contents to be white. So I'll click the heading section. I'll come to style, I'll come to color. 1, 2, 3. For the color on the text, I do the same. Come to style, come to the text. 1, 2, 3. So we have white color. So I can just copy this column. I can just duplicate. So you see I've duplicated and I have the column. But now these columns, they have a space in between them. They have a space, they are divided, they are not together. So let's first do this. Let's add this column. Oh, should not have deleted, is duplicate. So now we need to provide space. So what do I do? So on this column, I click this edit column, I come to advanced. So what I need is margin. I need to provide margin, and the margin should be on the right. So like 1, 2, 3. Then this I'll provide some margin, and this margin should be uniform. So the first one I provided 3. So here I should also provide 3 on the right. So margin, I toggle this so that you see when it is like this and I enable, margin is enabled everywhere. And I don't want this. I just need it to be one-sided, but still we can move it like this. I don't think it is bad, so that it can be. So I untoggle this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the same thing to the third column. Come to advanced. I'll not untoggle this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now there's a bit of space on this. So let's see, this space is the same. No, the space is huge. The space is huge. So we need to increase it, maybe to 1, 2, 7 maybe. Let's try to 7 on these two. So I think 7 is leaving a bit of good spacing. It is leaving some bit of good spacing on it. So the first column, let's try something else. If it refuses, we'll just proceed. So border type solid. So I need border. I don't want these corners to be sharp. I need them to be curved. You see, like in this case it is curved on the board, on the corners. So I'll also put 7 for the border radius. So come to the second column, come to style, come to border. On the border I choose solid, then I'm only concentrating on border radius. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 7 is making it a bit neat. So I'll come to style, border, choose a border type to be solid. So here choose 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So now that's the wrong place. It should be not there, it should be here on the border radius. 1 2 3. You can even just write 7, it will appear everywhere. So 7 now. So now it is looking neat and uniform, just like what we are having here. So now we can now start putting the details. So we only needed 2 columns. Remember, we have only 2 courses for this case. So web development here, web development. Here we have social media marketing, social media marketing. So I think we are moving quite well, and also we have a read more on each. So this is like a button like this one. So now because we need the same button like this one, we can copy this, but I don't want us to copy. We will create it ourselves. So come here, we need to add a button. So you can search for button. So button is here. Even though it was outside, I should not add it there, because in this case it is outside this column. So what we can do is, because we must have a section here so that it can go in between or inside, so we must add it. We can have like 2 columns. So on this section I'll just add new column, so that I have column on the right side and on the left side. And here I can just copy this button and paste it here on the second one. So now we can start working on it. The name should just be read more. So right here, read more. Then it has an arrow. So icon is arrow pointing to the right, and it is after. So you can just copy this. I can delete this and paste this here. So now they are the same, but now I don't want this background thing. So the same way I did on the other button, I'll just remove the color. So the text color should be dark, because I'll remove the background. I'll disable the background. I can just disable like this. No, it won't go. So I can just change the color to color that is visible, white color. So come to the second one, same thing I'm doing. Text color is dark, background should be white. So now it also has a border on the bottom. So we have a border on the bottom for this. So the button is here, so I'll scroll down, I'll see border type here, should be solid. Then the width, it is only on the bottom, so I can have 1, 2. So I have 2 pixels on that, and I will come to the second one now, and I'll do the same thing. On the button here, there is a button border type solid. On the bottom I choose 2 pixels so that it is read more. Yes, so that is it. Do you have any question here? Any question from anyone? No question? Okay, so we proceed. So now we have this section whereby we are having these marks. Let's see what they are called. Whereby you can have a number and the name. So let's add an empty section here. I think it is called that feature is called what? Marks? No, it must have a name. I think I'm forgetting it. Let's see quickly. So we want to add that matrix so that people can see number of people who have attended the class, or maybe they have gone through our, so I think it is called tabs, yes, tabs, something like that. So let me put tabs here. Is it tabs? No, it is not. It is not tabs. So I'll just delete. Counter, yes, I think it is called counter. Yeah, so I need this counter, and I need it how many times? I need it how many times? Let's see. I need it how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'll just have 4 columns. So add new column. I can even duplicate this column. I can duplicate this column. I can duplicate it again, and I will remove the last one now. So now we have the numbers, and we also see we have like a small divider on each. So it is, this one is on the, can be your right or left, and so the essence is to divide them. So we have it one, we can put it on the right, so it will be a border. So check border solid, so it is on the right. So 1, 2 pixels. Then on this we can put it also on the right side, so that it will look like it is dividing the section two. This one also on the right, yes, so it will divide everything uniformly. So solid, it is on the right 2 pixels. So when I click here, you can be able to see this section clearly. So it is being divided like on this section. We can change the color so that it cannot appear so dark, but color is not an issue because you can see it here. So color is not an issue, we can leave it at that. So we just need to put these numbers. So the first one is trained student, so we can copy this. So we put the number here on the title. So this can be like there's a place to put a plus, so number suffix. So here starting number should be 0, and this should be plus. If it is plus, you will just write plus. Now we need it as plus like this, yes. Second one, we have what? Number of cohorts. Number of cohorts. So here put plus. And also I feel like this, the size of the font is very huge. I don't like working with it. We will have to change it. Secured jobs. So here we have success rate. So we have a percentage now on this. So it is this one. So here we will have a percentage. And because I feel this font is huge, we will not reduce it here, but we will somewhere else. I'll show you. And also there is a space between these sections, they are not so much close, so there's some white space on this. So come here, on the style here, we need to have a top space. So it come to advanced, we need margin. So I need we can have margin, yes, both top and bottom, like 10 pixels. You see it has moved. Let's do 12 is okay. So even if we add another section, which will be this one, dedicated team of trainers, it will not be bad. Now because I also have another title here, and the same title is the same as this one in terms of design, I can just copy this, copy the title, I'll come here, I'll paste. Now my work will only be to edit this name to whatever I want. So place the name like that. So because it is the same, so don't need to create another design like that. Remember, this was the border on the right, and also this column is the same as these columns. So what I can do, why can't I just copy the whole section? And because I see they are being divided by something after the heading, after here we can put a divider here. So let me put a divider here, divider. So search for divider, put it there, ensure come to color, ensure the color is visible clearly. So I'll go with white. and also here I can just choose a divider there. So come to style, choose color, 1 2 3. So it is here, we have it just the same as this section. Now we have this horizontal divider here, horizontal line here. It is also a divider, dividing this section and this section. So I'll just try to add a section, an empty one, then I'll choose divider, search for divider. Then if you can see clearly, this divider, there's some space on the top and the bottom of this, so we need to provide some margin. So click there on the whole edit section, then let's put something like 5 pixels, so that when we add the next section of these two columns, first one having text, which I will copy first, and the button on the second one. So we add 2 columns here. On the first instance, it is a text. It is a text element. On the text element, I will paste this code. This text. So that is the text. Don't know why the alignment is so bad. Alignment is so bad. Let's try to put it on left, see what happens. Let me remove now this. Don't like the way it is aligning. I can take this to Notepad, then I can copy it again, then I can paste here now. So the importance of having a Notepad is it removes unnecessary design, so that it can give you a text with no design whatsoever. So the second column, we add in a button like the submit application here. Submit your application, we are adding it here. And this button is on the right side. It is aligned to the right. You can see it clearly. So here we call it submit your application. Submit your application. Then it has an icon of arrow pointing to the right side after the name. So it is icon position after. Background color, we can put it as dark. So come to style, choose a background color to red. We are working with red a lot. So now we have just replicated this section to this, so it is the same. So now we are here. Why choose our digital school. So this is the same title we have been adding. So I'll copy this thing, come here and paste. Dedicated team of trainers. No, yes, and now I was thinking I'd copied the other one. Now we copy the text, come and paste it here like that. Good. Now on the bottom here we are adding what? So we have a text here, small text. Then we have an image on one side and text on one side. Okay, so let's see how we can add that. So the first thing we will add is text. We will add text. So let's add text. So the text is there. Text is saying can copy the same text. We are not concerned about the text because we can put text to whatever we want. Okay, so the text is there. Now after this text we have in an image and some text. So let's see what we call this now. Let's see what we add. So we need an image and text. So we need image. We need what we call image box. So this image box will give you what we call image and text, just like this. But what we have to do is we will align the image on the left, which is a styling. So we align the image on the right. How do I do that? So you see the image this thing will be organized like this, but we need the image here. So I'll come to the styling. You see image position is top, but I need it to be left. So when it is on the left and the heading and text, it will be like this one. And I can download this image. I will download it and also download this because it's an image and we can reuse images. Good, so we have the images downloaded. So I'll just come now to my section here. So I will put the image here. I will upload the images which are on my download, the 3 of them. So they are there now. So I will start with the first one, select. So we have the image and the text. Text is experienced experts. I'll copy this, come to the heading, paste it, take the text, copy, come to the text here and paste. So we are done with that part. So the next part is instead of adding the same image box, but I will just add it so that you see how it is added. So image box is what we add. So we come to style again, we put the image position on the left. Then I come and choose the image. I move back to content, choose my image. It is already uploaded. So I'll choose this. And the text now we can copy here. Copy and text. Also this one. And remember the first text is a heading. I'm just calling it text because it's just text. Good. So now I've added the same section just like these ones. So now I don't want to go through the same process. I can just duplicate. So that now I can change the details on here. So I'll change the image. So choose this image now. Now the details are with you from start to finish. With you from start to finish. Then this text. Then I'll come to this text and paste. So now we have just created the same thing as it is available on this particular website. So you saw that email, this page was completely empty, and we started building it to our liking. I don't like the way this form is organized. Maybe you can change it later. As of now, I don't like the design of the form. Even these numbers are so huge, so we'll just change some details. But I'm just showing you the main details on what to do. So I think that section is done. This section is done. Now we can come to this section, heading and 3 columns with reviews. So heading, we copy this heading, copy this, paste it here. Now the text should be what our students say. So come here and paste. Then now we have 3 columns with text reviews. So I can just add 3 columns. First one is text, of course. Second one is text. Third one is text editor. So I just copy this text. Now you can just move a little bit down and put the name Anne Mwangi, so something like that. So we come to the second one, put the text, scroll down, call this one Brian Akinyi. Then on this one we can just copy this text, come to our site, paste it there. I'm using Controls C and V. That's why you see I'm moving very fast. Vivian Hope, something like that. And now our page is done. We just need to put this title and the button on the right side here. So let's add this title. So copy this, again paste it here. So the text should be submit application. So submit application. Then we have now start application. So that is like 2 columns. The first one is having like heading. Then on the second one we are having a button. This button is right-handed placed, and it has an arrow as an icon, and this arrow is on the right side, is on the after the text. So the name should bear what? Submit your application. Submit your application. So something like that. So I think yes, so it is a heading. It is bold in color. We also need some spacing on this. They are so much close and it doesn't look good. So what we can do is we can provide a margin on this section like 10 or maybe 15. Let's do 15. Here we also on this we put margin of 15 on top, and also we will have like a bottom margin in case we have because we have the footer, so we don't want these to be connecting with these ones. So you can give it as much space as you feel like. So we update now so that we can review our page. Even the font, I don't like this font, I'll change it. So let's come to this page now. Let's refresh and see what we have managed to do. Good. So we have the courses page now. We scroll down, we start seeing details, and the page is interactive enough, we can see details. But now here there's no space here. We feel like these things are so much close to each other. So here there is a space, here it is very visible. So we have the details like this. So I think our page is done just the same as that website is done, and we need to improve the spacing on the counter here so that we might look good, our design might look good. So come to advanced, on top let's do 10. At least let's try to have spacing. On this I will have to work with margin 12, and I put margin to be 12, and yet it is not huge. Maybe we put 20 now. And so here margin top 20, yes, 20. So here we need a very good spacing, like we do 20, and also here we do top of 20. And here also we do 20. And then we update now. Come here and refresh now. So now when we scroll down, we see there is some space now. You can see these details clearly. You can see them clearly now. On mobile screen it will look like this. So I think we have tried to build this page from scratch. It had nothing on it, but we have tried to put this form. So while I work on this form, maybe we can have questions so that I can transform this form. I don't like the way it is. So let's have questions. Questions. Let the questions flow. So I need to change that particular form. So I'll come to forms again. So I will edit. I need to touch on appearance, and this should be submit application. Submit. then I apply. Then we need to change on the appearance, placeholder, then text. Let me come here, start on the name. So on the placeholder, check what's happening here. I think I need the placeholder to be name. I can remove the name of the label. Here I will copy this email address. I will cut actually, and it will be the placeholder. Then here is phone, cut it. Place phone is the placeholder. This select, I think it can remain as select. For the date, I will put here, apply. So for the message, I will cut, paste there, then apply. Then I will update this particular form. I believe after updating it will have some good changes. So let me come here and visit site. Come to courses. So good. At least now my form is looking better. It is not looking so complicated like it was. So now you can just put the details and submit clearly. Yes.